Okay, so now we should go live. We should be live now. Should be. Okay. Am I live? Yeah. So I would like to share this. Meanwhile, I wait if somebody wants to enter. I would like to share this live stream, but I think on Twitter, no. Let's say that for today I'm just going live on Twitter as well via StreamYard. Let's see. Why wouldn't I? Let me just set up StreamYard and we are going live in a minute. Your browser connects to your devices. Okay. Why can't I just be live on multiple StreamYard? Okay, let's see if I can get to another. We start at 19 and half. 19 past 8. Okay, so we get into StreamYard. Exceed. Okay. I have to enter with the code. Let me just do that. It's just for the first time that I'll do this thing here. I'm trying to be live on YouTube and on Twitter at the same time, and it's the first time, so thank you for your patience because I'm actually getting this done individually. Okay. No, I can't. Okay. For now, we're going live like this. So, first things first, let's start saying that this is a format that I will keep on doing for forever, as you know. And we are gonna talk every Monday about on-chain data. And I'm going to start 2 new formats on Wednesday with the technical analysis and one on the Fridays, or anyway, if I can't on Fridays for personal reasons, on Saturday and Sunday, but most likely every Friday. With fundamental analysis of one altcoin at a time. Those are not sponsored content, and I will say it again every time I do it. I'm just going to make you know how to fundamental how to make a fundamental analysis of the altcoins or any project you are looking for to invest in. This is not financial advice as always, and I'm doing it just to make you know how all these things works, and maybe you can learn something. I will bring this content for free every and single time, so this is not only for money content as always. I'm here to help. I said it multiple times over the years, so let's get in. It's 1930. So let's bring on here. Every Monday I will start with the realized price versus the 200 weekly MAs. Here, as you see, we have a chart where we have the Bitcoin price in black. We have the realized price in purple. We have the 200 EMA, exponential moving average, the fastest moving average on the 200 weekly. So this is a weekly EMA. And the 200 SMAs, one in red, as you see, more or less red, and one orange. Now, why I'm taking this graph always as the first chart I'll share with you? Because here we have the 200s that are the most important MAs, more or less, within the Bitcoin history. And as you see here, they most likely were the bottom line of every bear market, at least until now, that we fall back down from them and far below. That was, and every time it was a good area to buy in. As you see, if you bought here, you know where we went from there. And the realized price itself instead is the actual the current valuation for every point on here. At this time, for example, is 19.5 is the current valuation of the on-chain transaction on a medium. Actually, is the cost basis of on-chain transaction. Let's say like that, to make it really easy and make you exactly understand what we are talking about. So the on-chain cost basis is the cost in dollar of every transaction, the mean cost of every transaction altogether, and this is the average cost of all of those transactions happening on chain right now. Is 19.5k, and it is used as the best on-chain indicator as to for the long-term investing to buy in. When it will took some times before it does. When it touches, every time it touches the realized price, we are in a zone where we can absolutely buy and be sure that in a long-term horizon, that's 4 to 5 to 8, you see right here, it took from 2015 to 2017, 2 years in this case, and here from 2019 to 2021, most likely 2 years, but I don't know, moving forward, maybe we are looking to growing cycles and not the 4-year cycles that we are in since the start of the Bitcoin cycles. Maybe we are looking in the next generation at 4 to 8 year cycles. So we in a time horizon of 4 to 10 years, we are sure that this is a good price zone to buy in. And in the last period, we broke above the realized price and as well as the 200 weekly MAs. And we are now retesting this area, and we need to retest it as a support before going higher and saying that maybe in the next few months we have a new, possibly the very early stage of a new bull market that is growing on under the surface. And here, for example, we have it. We have this. this retest. Actually, the 200 weekly SMAs and EMAs are at 25k, more or less 25 to 26k. One is 25.8, one is 25.1, but they are more or less there. And we just retested the realized price, and we used it as a support that helped us break through these two MAs. And now we are waiting for this. If we bounce from here, we can have a really good price action from here on as for the next weeks. Another chart that I want to talk about today is the SOPR, the spent output profit ratio, that actually is the profitability of the market itself as per the on-chain data. What it means? It means that if this value is at 1, is at this orange line right here, then we are at a break-even point in the market as per the on-chain transaction, where the cost basis of all transaction reached their break-even point. Meanwhile, if we are above, for every single market participant, we are in a profitability environment, an unrealized profit environment. Meanwhile, when we are below, we are in an unrealized loss environment, okay? In this case, for example, here on the top, we were at 1.470 EMA, because this is a 7 DMA smooth SOPR, because if you watch the real SOPR itself is most likely unwatchable. Because it's very noisy, and you can't actually make a real assessment of what's going on. And the 7D, as you see, takes in consideration perfectly the peaks here. This was the on-chain peaks actually, and that was because most likely every single major whale starts selling very much. In fact, you see that the SOPR started from there going down, and kept obviously kept selling into the tops until getting to unrealized loss environment. And now we are in the last few weeks, let's say, we get to a point where we actually got up to the break-even point, and we managed to, even with a little bit of with a little dip here, we managed to use it as a support one time. Let's see if we can do it again. If we do, and we do in with this support right here, or testing as support these 200 weeklies MAs, then we can say that we are in a good spot where we can see in the next few weeks a huge price appreciation. And we are talking now about just the side of the on-chain. We are going to talk about the technical analysis on Wednesday, and fundamental analysis on Fridays. Obviously, we are not taking into consideration right now the news events that could do, because I don't know anybody that can knows in advance a news that can move the market. It maybe is inside trading in that case, and it's illegal. Actually, if you use a news that you know how it goes. Anyway, this is the SOPR itself, but we have the short term. We have two kind of SOPRs as well. We have the long-term holder coin SOPRs and the short-term holder coin SOPRs. So here the SOPR, the profitability of the market, is divided in two categories. One is the short-term holder category, where the short-term holder means that the category is the market participants that have held the coin for less than 5 months, more or less. Here we are talking about 139 days, but this is for this provider of on-chain data. Glassnode actually divides it in more or less 150 days, and so on. So we are now talking about 139 days or less for the short-term holders, and the long-term holders 139 days or more that have held these bitcoins. And as we can see, every time we start grinding up into a new bull market after a bear market, we are starting retesting the one with little dips below the one, and we retest and retest and retest, and we get higher and higher and higher in profitability. Then we get to retest every single time of a new local top, the break-even point, where the short-term holder start re-entering the market and start reaccumulating, waiting for this profitability. And as you see, if we take this line right here, maybe 1.12 on a 7D EMA for the short-term holder coin swapper, as you see, when we arrive at this kind of 1.12, 1.1 on the short-term holder coin swapper, that could be a local top actually for this metric, if we see it right here, and they start selling. And as time goes on, I think we started now reaching that plateau of 1.1 here, more or less, and we got close, but we didn't get to have this 1.1. More or less, I would say to take an area, and we'll maybe do that in live next times. We take an area of let's say of offer that goes to 1.2 to 1.08, 1.12 and 1.08, where there is this offer on the coin super short-term holders. And here in the last period we got to a point where we start retesting this one, and we are now exactly in this moment at this point where we are retesting this metric. If we test it again with all that we have said right now, still it's another metric, it's another confluence metric. It's a really this is a good point to actually buy if you're betting the price goes up, but you have to make yourself comfortable with the fact that it could go lower, and in that case we could see some realized loss on chain, and we start seeing the price goes down very deeply, maybe retesting as well again the 25k or the 20k for the realized price itself. Okay, you have to add yourself for these two kinds of events. The fact that you know now what could bring the future, these two kinds of event, is something you can use to protect yourself in trading, or in this case. I like to invest. I'm not trading, and this is not financial advice as always, but if you have to trade, and I traded a lot back when I started investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum and the others altcoins. This is something you will know, you will like to know. And more in the long-term holder the coin super, instead you see yourself here we don't need that much of an explanation. We got to a huge level of profitability. We are taking into consideration the first time 56 time the profitability of the market, the break-even point. That means that the on-chain basic cost was 1, and we got to 56 the first time. That means that we had the long-term holders were like 56x in unrealized profit. If they sold, they were at 56x on their Bitcoin holdings. Okay, and in 2017 it went to 18, and now it went in 2021 to almost 9. Okay, so it was 9x the long-term holder, and we got rejected very much into the unrealized loss territory in the last few months into the bear market. And we are start reaching now in this kind of chart right here. We're starting now to regaining momentum and getting aside the 1. So we are now in an unrealized profit environment. So same goes for the others. Instead,